Go. Starting off. Please mute yourself, Mr. Chundle, if you can. Um, Rude. Well, this is a live stream, sir. I wonder if that got picked up on the YouTube here. Anyway, all right. That really threw me off. I was already super thrown off because I was about to get everything ready to go, and this just massive storm rolled through, like just absolutely crazy. And my roommate Paul was like, "Devin, we gotta go into the front yard and smoke a joint. Like it's gonna be wild." And I was like, "Oh boy, I'll never say no to that." And yeah, so I got all distracted, and then I came in with 5 minutes to spare, thinking I'd have plenty of time. And then it turned out that my iPad, which I use for the live stream, my phone, which I use for this YouTube, and my laptop, which I use for all the stats and all the notes, all three were dead. Luckily, I was able to get a text off at least to say, give me 10 minutes while I get everything going. But all right, anyway, week 7 roundup. This shit got crazy. Just after seeing everything that transpired after on the leaderboard. We'll get to that in a second. I'm just super excited, but it was pretty crazy week. You probably know from your own game, but if not, you'll find out it was a pretty wild week. So we're just gonna get right into it. Yeah, last week we had a 40-minute episode. People were saying I was praising the Grand Champion of Sheep too much. But as I said repeatedly in the last episode, if you want me to stop talking about him, then beat him. All right, and look at this. Week 7, huge shout out goes to Retaliation. Why did Retaliation get the huge shout out? Because he took down the Grand Champion of Sheep. He heard that the Grand Champion of Sheep was on a winning spree. He heard that Grand Champion of Sheep was about to take the most consecutive new record, break the record for most consecutive regular season wins. And he said, fuck that shit. I'm putting an end to that. I'm sorry if any children are watching, but it's just getting so hot and crazy up in here. I can't stand it. So yeah, Retaliation. He took down the Grand Champion of Sheep and All Bricked Up, which is wild. And we're gonna get to that later. I'll do a whole retelling of that because that was America's Game of the Week, which is crazy. So yeah, huge shout out to Retaliation. Taking down the Grand Champion of Sheep and All Bricked Up in America's Game of the Week. Huge, crazy shift in power. All right, moving right along to honorable mention. Honorable mention gotta go to my girl. She's in the chat right now. You know who it is. It's Sheep Happens. Sheep Happens won her 4th game, boosting her to a threat level of 12.14. Like that is just an outrageous what's it called, average, especially because this is her 3rd season, and her 1st season she had an average of 5.87. 5.87 is like a threat level of 1 star, like a 1-star threat level, like nothing. Then season 2 she improved, but it's like, come on, 7.5. And 7.5 for you, that's a star and a half. She only got a half now. Now it's been a couple years off. She's been training, like I said in the scouting report, training her ass off, and boom, it's been paid off. 12.14 average with 3-star threat level, boosting her into what place did she get boosted into? Into 3rd place, knocking on the door. Once again, we're gonna get into the leaderboard a little later, but like literally only 3 points away from 1st place. Unbelievable. And by far biggest leader in contention for most improved veteran at the moment. All right, moving right along to Does it always go like that? I guess it does. It goes into who to watch, but who to watch isn't who to watch anymore because it's week 7. Now, it's the Danger Zone. Danger Zone! That's right. So instead of talking about one player who to watch out for and to check out how they're doing, we are talking about the several players who are located in what we call the danger zone. That is, of course, players ranked 19 to 26. Those players are in very, very hot water, I would say. For people there, if you're in the 22 and up, you're in hot water. If you're in the 23 and down to 26, you're knocking on that door. You're right about to come on in because this season, it might just because we've took a year off. I don't know, but it is becoming down to one of the spiciest finishes in Catan history. Like, absolutely outrageous development what's happening right here. I'm gonna have to go ahead and share with you my screen. I actually got that set up this time, and that way I can show you the leaderboard in a cooler, more breakdowny way. And for y'all on the YouTube, I can try and get this guy going. I'm not sure how much that's gonna work. I think that'll take away my vision of it. I don't know. Boop-a-doo, doop-a-doo. Share your screen. Start broadcast. All right, we're in. Cool. I think you guys can see my screen. Hopefully you can. Boop. Real quick, can you guys see that? Oh. Can you see the leaderboard when I show it? Can you guys see that leaderboard?
Yes.
All right, sweet. Cool. I've never done that before. All right, we're revolutionizing everything. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
This is how you do it.
Get out of here. I will banish you. My head's in the way. It's just okay. If you're watching on the YouTube, just go ahead and look at the leaderboard for yourself. Look at that section, players 19 to 26. And this is just yet another reason why you gotta be on the live stream. The live stream is where it's at. That's where all the cool kids hang out. That's where I am. You know what it is. Anyway, let's read off these names real quick. 19 to 26. We have Brick and Morty, the Oodalorian, Orangutan, Just Dirty Mike, Bold and Brash, Chundles Grundle, Wheat? I thought you said Weast, and Lunesta. And then we have 27, Downtown Julia Brown. It's going to take a miracle, girl. You got to get a perfect game. So be on the lookout for her. Get a perfect game, but the math isn't just mathing for you. But right now we have in 19th place 65 points Brick and Morty. Then it's all stacked so heavy right now. It's wild. The Oodalorian comes right after him with 63 points. Orangutan 62 points. And then here's where shit gets spicy as fuck. We have Just Dirty Mike, the last person in contention for making the playoffs, sitting with 61 points, an average of 8.71, 2-star threat level. He is the reason why he is in the highest out of the, because Bold Brash, Chundles Grundle, I thought you said Weast, all also have 61 points. The reason Just Dirty Mike is in the lead is clearly he has 2 wins and then 1 second place. Next is Bold and Brash with 2 wins, 0 second place. Chundles Grundle, 1 first place, 3 second place. And then Wheat, I thought you said Weast, with 1 first place, 2 second place. So you see how that works. And Chundles Grundle, I forgot to update your stars. My bad, homie. That is not a 1.5 threat level. That is a 2-star man. Anyway, it's going to be real wild because Just Dirty Mike, Bold and Brash, Shondels Grundle, Wheat, FIU Thread, Weast, they all have 61 points, and they're all begging for playoff glory. And yeah, that's right, you are a 2-star man. We have Brick and Morty and the Udalorian can easily just drop right out. They're not safe by any means with 65 and 63 points. They get a 4-point game. Remember, the minimum points you can get is 2 points. We have had several players get 2 points, and they could easily just get bumped right out. All 4 of those players could bump right in. Lunesta, you still have a chance mathematically if Just Dirty Mike and all those guys have bad games and you have an amazing game. It's all coming down to the gods and the rolls, and you just got to be along for the ride. Try your best to get perfect games because that's what will secure you into the playoffs. Now, moving on. That is the danger zone. Now, what we have, like I said, this is one of the most wild finishing weeks in League of Catan history with not only such a spicy bottom and finishing in playoff contention, playoff cutoff, but also the freaking Grand Champion title. Usually in the League of Catan, the Grand Champion is like uncatchable at this point. Usually he's like a good 20 points ahead, and there's just no stopping him. And yeah, I'm saying him because it's always been... or not the king, sorry, not the Grand Champion, the king of the leaderboard. And I believe king of the leaderboard has only been men. Sorry. Sheep happens, though. You're in contention. First queen of the leaderboard could be coming up. Because look at this leaderboard finish. We have first place, the Grand Champion of Sheep, our former Grand Champion with 88 points. And then sitting right behind him is Retaliation with 86, only 2 points behind. That is huge. Not only is that massive just because of how close they are, but because Retaliation held Grand Champion of the Sheep to only 6 points, which dropped him close enough for him to be in reaching point. And now not only is Retaliation within grasp of King of the Leaderboard, but also Sheep Happens, and also Guy Fieri, and I believe Master of All Things. No, it's a top 7, right? Yeah, top 7. Yeah. Sorry, I wrote notes and then I forgot to look at my notes. Yeah, so the top 7 are all in contention of getting king of the leaderboard or queen of the leaderboard if the cards are right. You gotta win, especially if you get a perfect game. Those other guys get held to 4 points, get held to 6 points. It can happen. So be on the lookout for a ridiculously spicy finish. Everybody's got to be on their best games. Basically treat this as if it's the playoffs, because king of the leaderboard gets you an automatic $78 cash prize. That's just, boom, money in your pocket for being first top of the leaderboard. Not only that, but then spots number 1 and 2, both having 100% chance of going to the semifinals. They get a bye through the playoffs and make it into the semifinals. And then they have a 50% chance of making the finals because they are put into the best group that you can be in, where the top 2 players move on to the finals. So that is going to be a wild, wild finish. We'll go over the rest of... or I guess, no, I should do it now. So then we have our red players, which are players 3 to 11. And those guys have a 66% chance of making the semifinals, as they're put into really nice groups where I believe the top 2 move on. I believe the top 2 advance. Yeah, so 3 through 11, first and second place in the playoffs move on to the semifinals. So that's a really great spot to be. Then you have that light pink and that or light red, I guess. I don't really know. It's kind of like a muted red. I'm not here for that. What's this? Go away. Go away. Then we have that light muted red there, and those three guys have a 33% chance of going through the playoffs, as that's a three-player game. All three of those players play each other. Winner advances to the semifinals, and then the rest, 15 through 22, y'all are lucky enough to make it. That means that you guys have four-player games, and only the number one first place player gets it. Now, the 23 to 35, you will not make the playoffs. Playoff glory is not in your future, but please make sure to play this game because you can mess up other people. And half of Catan is just trolling your friends. So you might as well, play your best, do a good game, and try and fuck up some people. Without any shadiness, just play your best, obviously. And so, yeah, I used to do a bottom's best consolation tournament, which had a full-on trophy at one point, which was a nice little golden turd trophy. But I stopped doing the bottom's best consolation tournament because the people just wouldn't show up. I mean, the people in the bottom, as you can see here, these players, they're mostly bots. They're like, a lot of the games are bots, so they're not going to show up to the consolation thing. But leave a comment if you want me to bring back the consolation tournament. But again, I don't want to do all this work and make more brackets and organize more games if people aren't even going to show up. Like, I think the last one I held, it was you saw how many people. It's like 12 people in the tournament, and I think 2 showed up. The rest were bots. And I was like, why am I spending my time putting this together for 2 people and the rest just say fuck you? So leave comments if you want the bottom's best consolation tournament to come back. If I get enough comments, I'll do it. But then you better show up to the game. All right. Moving right along. The League of Catan is sponsored in part by these. Oh wait, let me end the screen sharing bullshit. There we go. The League of Catan is part and sponsored by these organizations or other things of that nature. Way, do you eat too many tortillas, way? I eat a lot of tortillas, way. And when I eat all the tortillas, I get muy gordo. And I need the gimnasio. And there's only one gimnasio that can satisfy my needs, way. And that is Gabe and Devin's Gimnasio in Guadalajara, Mexico. Their nutritionist, Gio Giapolis, he is such a good nutritionist. He's so good, he has all the mamacitas yelling at them to take him on dates. And then he has 2 mamacitas telling him to take him on dates, but they're in the same class. It's amazing. You want to go to this gym. There's no gym gets spicy drama like a spicy Mexican gym. So come to Gabe and Devin's Gym, way, Guadalajara, Mexico. Get your gym, get your fill of spicy tea. All right, where were we? I kind of blanked out on that one again. Got to pull my shit together. This is my 7th week doing this. I should be better at this. Anyway, sometimes you just don't know. All right. Fastest game of the week, baby. Fastest game of the week. Goes to Group F, which was A-Dog. We've shouted out A-Dog before. I believe it's a Dwag is a proper pronunciation. People like to call it a dog or a dog. I like Adwag. Adwag. Adwag beat his group with a 7.5 out of 12 threat level, beating out Brick and Morty with only 6 points, Orangutan with only 5 points, and the annexation of Puerto Rico held to just 4 points. This was the second to last week, and we had almost ass poundings in almost every game. It was unbelievable. People were flopping left and right. People were going down big time. It was bad. It was impressive of A-Dog to take down these players in such an amount of time. Doing it in just, I can't believe I didn't write that down, in just 7.5, or sorry, in just 38 minutes and 53 seconds. And if you thought those scores were low, it's because they were low. Whoopsh, whoopsh. This was this week's ass pounding of the week. A-Dog rapidly ass pounded all these players into submission. It was unbelievable. Coming out to a grand total of 25 out of 38 points. Another brutal ass pounding delivered, especially in the second to last week. That dropped all those people down big time on the leaderboard. That was brutal for you guys. And then A-Dog jumped securely into the red zone, getting that last 11 spot. He's gonna like it up there. Basically guaranteed to make the playoffs now. And he can, even if he can win a game and boost himself into even a better spot. So well done, A-Dog. Good fast game. Good fast ass pounding. Well done. Moving on to the game of the week. Again, this is not America's game of the week. This is the game of the week, which is the hardest, most intense game of the week, and that goes to, of course, the master of all things Catan. Is that right? Nope, that's week 4. Nope, I'm all over the place. It goes to Just Dirty Mike. Just Dirty Mike in the 3-player game, which is always impressive when the game of the week or any status in the 3-player game, because we at Catan HQ, it's like you're measuring 7 games versus 1 game, so it's not so easy to compare those games, but this was clear and definite game of the week, maybe even, I think it might have been 3-player game of the year. Let me check that stat real quick. Yeah, that is 3-player game of the year for right now, which is impressive. It's also very impressive because it was only a threat level of 5 out of 9. Pretty measly threat level here. But Just Dirty Mike was able to squeeze out the win over the Mod Squad, who had 9 points, and Resource Roomies, who had 8 points, coming to a grand total of 27 out of 29 possible points. Literally just 2 away from being a perfect game, which we've never had in league history. So that's super impressive. Well done, Just Dirty Mike, to claw and dig your way out of that game. Well done. Someone's calling bullshit. You're probably you were in a bot game, sir, whoever that is. Bot games do not count for anything. You played against a bot. There's no glory in that. Go away. There were a ton of bot games this week. All right. Sorry for that outburst. Now, because of that, I have to do an ad. This is Cooper Gooperson's shameful ad of the week. Not because the ad. No, the ad is shameful, actually. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Vinny! Vinny, I didn't see you there. You almost scared me half to death. You made me choke on my meatball sub, Vinny. Oh, man. I'm so glad you came to Jersey. Yeah, get out of that shithole Manhattan and come down to your Uncle Mike in Jersey. We got it all here. Um, that's right. We got it. We got beaches ravaged by hurricanes. We've got casinos stripped to a hollow shell of what they once were, Vinny. We have we have um, we have all the charm and nostalgia of your childhood, Vinny. But it's all just ripped away when you come back because it's just a hollow shell of what it once was, Vinny. Come down to Jersey, Vinny. Come down to Jersey, everybody. What an odd ad. All right, moving along. Um, Okay. Just Dirty Mike took Game of the Week. Not only did he take Game of the Week, he took Player Hater of the Week. Blah, 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 fools. Yeah, Player Hater of the Week goes to Just Dirty Mike. This started out as a playful, like, very silly thing. He literally said, he's like, I hope you're ready for the game. And then he had a middle finger emoji and a casket emoji. And then on the next post, he said, hopefully that gets me Player Hater of the Week. I don't have quite the silver tongue as Leonard Washington. Shout out Leonard Washington in the chat there. I see you. I'm sure you're rolling some dice, though. I'm sure you're not paying attention. So Resource Roomies, of course, was like, what the fuck was that? And fire shots. It goes, I hope you DM better than you diss. Little inside baseball there. They are intertwined in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and Just Dirty Mike is the I feel like I gotta do the Jersey name when I say Just Dirty Mike. Just Dirty Mike. He is the dungeon master. So I go, I hope you DM better than you diss. And then Just Dirty Mike retorts, that's sarcasm. Maybe you're too dull to get that. You clearly don't even know how to play Catan. You had to outsource your own games. And I was like, damn. He went from like, just like chill, just like, ooh, to like, oh, you want to go? I'll go. Dropping the hammer on him. And then Mod Squad tried to get in on the fun. And because they added him. He goes, don't at me. Because Mod Squad had to end his game early. He had a time restriction. And he goes, don't at me or I'm going to take this game till 10 p.m. And Just Dirty Mike fires back. I didn't realize you could count that high, to be honest, since there hasn't been a single game this season where you gotten 10 points. And I was just like, oh, no! Oh, no, he didn't! Oh, no! That was just Dirty Mike just dropping some dirty bombs on these boys. Just absolutely killing them. Did my headphones just go out or something? We'll leave them in. Who knows? Hopefully it's still recording on the YouTube. If that goes out, that'd be terrible. Maybe I should. I don't know. I'll just talk louder, maybe. Okay. Ass Pound of the Week, as we talked about, was Adwog. Ass Pounded Brick and Morty, Orangutan, and an Exception to Puerto Rico. Just a little recap in case you missed it. And then, moving on to everybody get your cowbells ready, get your turds ready, because we gotta walk some people down the streets naked, because this is some real shameful bot use. The 7th week of the season, only 2 games left, and 6 bots were used? 6? Unbelievable. And there were 2 different games where there were 2 bots. So there's 2 people playing against 2 bots. And one of those was our beautiful commissioner who had to play against 2 bots. Like, woo-wee, that's just rude. Shameful and rude. So, bing, 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 shame. to Bumblebee Tuna. I hate to shame you, but you missed it. It was your first bot use, but the commissioner, he really missed you in his game. He was really looking forward to playing you, and you botted. Yeah, his first bot of the season, so that's not too bad. And it was because he had work that came out of nowhere unsuspectingly. So it was that's the proper use of a bot. Moving along to Wheat. I thought you said Weast. He used his first bot not for something as admirable, just because he was fucking sleeping. The lazy oaf. It was a 10 o'clock game, which I don't know. That doesn't seem too late to me. He was caught sleeping. Unbelievable. Two cats in a trench coat. This is your second bot use, and you have two people on your team. You have two people, two open schedules to negotiate, and this is your second bot use against the commissioner of all people. Shame. Ding dong. Shame. I thought this was a monopoly. Third bot use, I thought this was a monopoly. Third bot use? Unbelievable. Sickening me to my core. For reasons unknown. Cool. Full Metal Colonist. His fourth. Ding! Shame! Ding! Shame! Ding! Shame! Ding! Shame! 4 shame bells for you, Full Metal Colonist. 4 bot uses. You gonna do us like that, Full Metal Colonist? 4 bot uses, Full Metal Colonist? That's not cool. He did have a reasonable excuse. It sounded like he had that nasty norovirus, and he said he was puking and shitting so bad that he had to put on a diaper, and that was not a joke, I don't believe. Sorry if I shared that information, and that was just for me. But hey, you tell Catan HQ the word's gonna get out. What can I say? So I'll take back I take back 2 of those shame bells, because when you're shitting and poop and vomiting like that, there's not a lot you can do about it. And then, the most, here at Catan HQ, we go out on a limb to invite somebody new to the league. We say, hey, let's expand. Let's get fresh blood. Let's get a new player in the league. Someone close to my family. And we get go hard or Mofongo home. And what do you do to the family? 5 bot uses. 5 bot uses. You've played 1 game out of 7? Or 2 games? Is it 2 games? I don't even care. It doesn't matter. You had a score deduction of -3. Your bot, that's what pisses me off the most. The bots that you use always get like 8 and 9 points. They always do phenomenal compared to everybody else's bot. And it pisses me off. But luckily, you use so many bots that those deductions catch up with you, honey. And you got -3 on top of that 9, only holding you to 6 points. That ain't gonna get you nowhere in this town, sister. All right. The Liga Catan. America's Game of the Week. There it is. America's Game of the Week is brought to you in part by... Ooh-wee. I sure am relaxed at this Villa Ventosa. This is my 3rd time coming down to Villa Ventosa from little old Texas. I tell you, it feels just like Mexico, but it's American. I don't have to change out my dollars for no pesos or nothing. The nice owner of Villa Ventosa lets me use his air rifle to hunt the iguanas. It's a perfect vacation. What more can you ask for? Come to Villa Ventosa. Premier Puerto Rican getaway. vacation. All right, we're back going into America's Game of the Week. All right, so we kind of covered this a little bit with Retaliation. He got a huge shout out this week for winning this Game of the Week because it was a threat level of 11 out of 12. Threat level midnight. Brum, brum, brum. And Retaliation came out on top. He came out on top, kind of dominating them too, almost a full-on ass pounding. He went into America's Game of the Week, 11 out of 12 threat level, and just about ass pounded his competition, holding Albrecht up to a measly 6 points. The grand champion of Sheep, who just was on a 5-game win streak, held him to 5 points. And the Udalorian, he held the Udalorian to 5 points. This was wild, shaking up the leaderboard and dropping people down left and right, making King of the Leaderboard an obtainable goal. Absolutely incredible to see. Well done, Retaliation. It's always crazy to see someone do a threat level midnight, come out on top of a threat level midnight, but to come out on top with a combined score of 26 out of 38 when the ass pound of the week was 25 out of 38. Like, god damn, that is impressive. So well done, Retaliation. Good on you to get America's Game of the Week. That is all for the Week 7 roundup, but Week 8 is happening right now, guys. Do not miss Week 8. This is the most vital game of the season so far. This is the game that can catapult you into postseason glory, into cash prize, the realm. And there's a trophy. It's been hard to get a hold of a picture of it, but the Grand Champion of Sheep finally sent me a picture. I will post a picture shortly on the Discord. So the trophy comes back to Catan HQ. We put your name on it. We update it. Last year, we updated it with a wire on the back, so now you can hang it, and that's just what the Grand Champion of Sheep did. He has it hanging on his wall triumphantly. He gets to look at that daily and just think about how he is the champion. He's had that for 2 years, so we can't let him have it again because that'll be 3 years of having this trophy, and that's not acceptable in this league. We can't have dynasties. This is... I know there's the dynasty between Master of All Things Catan and the Grand Championship, but we're sick of it. We want fresh blood. Down with the dynasties. We need Viva la Revolucion. It's time for someone new to get this trophy. And until then, always remember, folks, roll, trade, build, repeat. Best of luck in your games. Peace out.